Welcome, everyone, to the Meaningful Hearts podcast, where we discuss the everyday questions that make us or break us if we let them. I am your host, Drew. Take my hand and let's walk this journey together. Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. And today's episode is so appropriate for what we're going to talk about. The New Year is upon us. Well, almost, right? By this weekend, it will be 2022. And everybody is probably wondering, what is Drew going to talk about in this episode? Well, resolutions. New year, old me? Well, the reason why I bring that up and, sprinkle a dose of reality is that people like to make resolutions on the new year, right? They like to talk it up. They get a boost of energy. Things are going good for them. They got that new patio set they've been waiting for, or a computer, or, a new house, just got married. All types of exciting news is in the air, right? While we have all this nasty COVID and bullshit going on. But people dive into the happier part, right? The part where we feel joy for the holiday season and we want to take this year out with a bang and open up the new year with a bang and make some real bold resolutions, right? Because we couldn't do it all year long. We waited until the end of this year to get all the crap out, right? So, what's new with you guys? What are we doing? Well, are we making old habits become extinct? Is that what's going to happen? Right? Because last I heard, old habits die hard. It kills us to try something new. It really does. It kills us. But we decide, you know what? I'm going to have one last hurrah, but starting January 1st, whole new person. Things I did last year, that's in the past. This year, I'm changing it up. I'm going to be better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to work out in the gym. I'm not going to eat excessively. I'm going to stay away from fast food. I'm going to drink tons of water. I'm going to be a better man to my wife, or a better woman to my husband, or a partner, or whatever you guys have going on. Everybody is deciding on changing, turning over a new leaf, right? They're going to be different. But how? We have all this energy comes straight out the gate. We're just so, right? We're declaring our dedication. This year is going to be different. I can feel it, right? All the other years, all the other failures, what must I say? All the other failures on the attempt, or partial successes, but mostly failures. But this year is going to be different. But what is different? I want everybody to really sit down. Take out a piece of paper, because you know that I always like problems to be solved in the most obvious way. We got to break them down. We have to look at them and we have to find the solution. So, the reason why I say this is, hey, guess what? You want to change yourself. But what is your approach? The difference has to be in your approach. Not in your declaration, but in your approach. How come every year you've declared something and have came to the same hiccup in the road, or you hit the same wall and fell flat on your face? It's because you didn't have the right approach. You didn't have a clear-cut plan. Or maybe your plan was way too ambitious. Not to say that you couldn't do that, but your goals, way too ambitious. Too much to knock out of the park in the first year. Maybe part of it was possible. But the problem is when you create such a crazy goal right off the bat, you fail because you're taking too much on at once. You're taking way too much on, you become overwhelmed, and then you know what? You hang your hat up. I'm like, that's it. I had it until next year. I will dwell on my loss. No. You have to break it down. I've spoke about this in the past. Once again, Andrew, Drew, Mr. Podcast Guy, not reinventing the wheel here. I'm really not. I might be very redundant in the things that I say because, well, I am. I want to beat it over your heads. I'm beating it over my head. We all fail. But I always say that trying something with the same exact approach every time, you will get the same result. And what do we call that, class? Insanity. So we have to change our approach. We have to look at our goal and we have to break it down into micro goals or smaller goals. How much of this is attainable for the first, 3 months, then maybe to 6 months. Break it down to quarters. Who gives a shit? It's your goal. It's nobody else's, right? Don't worry about what everybody else is doing in the office or wherever you are. I'm sure everybody's holding everybody accountable right now. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm gonna make sure you're drinking your water. I'm gonna make sure you're not smoking cigarettes, or I'm gonna make sure you're not doing this thing, right? We're gonna be accountable buddies, right? But then one falls off the wagon, and now you're alone. Then what? Accountability is not enough. You can feel guilty and push yourself to do those things. That's not the issue. The issue is how big of a goal that you're trying to accomplish in such a short period of time. Too much. It's way too much. So the only way you can do that is by getting a piece of paper out. So everybody, go to your stationery cabinet. I don't think you have one. Most people have laptops, but scrap piece of paper, laptop, whatever makes you comfortable. I don't care how you do it, your cell phone, your notes, whatever. Take it out. And what I want you to do is I want you to write down the goal you're trying to accomplish. And under that goal, I want you to write some bullet points on, one, why this goal is important to you and why you're declaring you're going to do it now as opposed to for the rest of the year that passed. Because a lot of that has to do with why you're waiting to the end of the year, why you're declaring it, right? What is your inspiration for doing this goal? What is the reason why? What is the reason why that you're doing this? I want to know. I want you to justify it to yourself. And now I want you to break down your plan of approach. Yeah, I want you to break down your plan of approach to this specific goal. I want you to write out all the details and how you're going to execute this. And I want you to see the window of time that it's going to take you to do this. Not everybody's goal is going to be the same. Could be weight loss. Well, weight loss is pretty simple to start, right? You say, I'm going to do a diet. I'm going to follow a plan. Maybe you have that figured out. You got a plan, right? Cool. Now, is the plan that you're getting on too ambitious? Is it too much? Is it too extreme too soon? Because some plans are better than others. They're not all the same. I did 2 rounds of insanity. It's pretty insane. Now, I'm not in the worst shape, but insanity requires you to be in some pretty decent shape, and it really kicks your ass. Now, comparatively speaking, to somebody that's completely out of shape and never worked out before in their life, decides they want to do insanity, and maybe they're extremely overweight, it's going to be pretty tough. It's going to be a punch to the face. Now, not to say that depending on your willpower to want to do something, you can do it, but it really is going to be a kick in the gut, no pun intended. And you might quit. You're like, damn, it's blasphemous. It's crazy. Nobody could do this. Nobody could do this for 2 months. That's why there's a gimmick behind it. No, it works. But mental toughness, committing to it, and knowing that it's going to be tough and showing up every day is the key, right? So you have to be willing to look and say, you know what? I can do this. Believe that you can. You always have to believe that you can. But make sure it's a realistic goal for yourself. Sometimes it's not. Or sometimes it is, but not in the window of time that you're trying to do it. The other thing that I want to mention is that I don't want these goals to be something that is short-lived. I want these to be changes for the long-term commitment, change of life. Not just until the summer, or not because everyone else is doing it, or you're trying to win a prize and that's short. Listen, you want to do something to win a prize? Cool. But what is the long term? I want this to be something that you commit to long term, past New Year's resolution. I want you to give yourself an anniversary candle and blow it out for making a continued resolution to the same thing you've been doing all year long. That's a resolution for the next year. Plan on doing this and being successful at it and continue to do it for the year to come and the year to come after that, and have anniversary candles for that. How do you get to that? Well, write down exactly what I said. What is it that you want to do? How do you want to do it? All these things have to be planned out. What is your week going to look like when you do this plan? Does it impede on your ability to have free time? Is it going to cut into something that you might have leisure activities for? Is it something that might disrupt your work or maybe make you feel a certain type of way? Is it going to affect your sleep? All these things you want to factor in. Like, how healthy is this for you, first of all? Because, some of these things are a little extreme and you have to be realistic with yourself. Maybe you want to ease into it, not go full blast, because that can be intense for you. It could be scary. It could also shake you up and not make you feel very well. And you might just back off. Now, I believe in being intense about what you're doing, but take it in doses. Some people might have gotten a Peloton for Christmas. That's awesome. Peloton, great. But maybe you want to ease into it a bit. Ease into it. Don't do a million things at once. Don't say, you know what? I'm going to cut my diet completely. I'm going to have water and almonds as a snack, and I'm going to climb trees and cut coconuts and eat that, and I'm going to forage in my backyard for stuff. All right. If we went from the guy who ate McDonald's and sandwiches during the week, now you're doing that. No. Cleaner foods. You could have some familiar foods, but have cleaner foods, cleaner habits. Definitely recommend drinking water. All the other crap, don't drink it. Drink water. Yes. You could start that right away. It's going to take some time. But incrementally. You want to save money? You want to get some of your debt. You're tired of being in debt. You're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Awesome. Dave Ramsey. That man is a genius. He's awesome. Check out his YouTube channel. He talks to people all the time about financial issues. You could actually email him. You can get on his show. You could talk to him. Very, 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 very good. You want to get the finance. He has good plans. He has a debt snowball system, right? Where you start from the smallest debt and you work your way through, you pay that one off and you work your way down to the biggest one. There's plans for this. Plans for success. Proven plans for success. I don't want you guys to do any extreme stuff that's going to back you off. Because you might be good for a month. You might be good for 2 months. You might be good for 3 months. And then you bust. That's not the idea. Because once you get out of debt, the idea is not to get back into debt, right? So you want a continued plan and program of success. That's why having a plan is very important. It's to keep you successful. It's not to just solve a problem. An exterminator comes, he doesn't spray in some areas and leave some areas undone so that he'll kill some of the bugs, but some of the bugs come back. Or he might say, all right, this is a temporary solution, but you're going to get bugs again. Like, what the hell is the point of that? You want to exterminate. You want to get rid of. You don't want the future. And you want to make sure that anything you're doing going forward will guarantee that you won't have this problem again, right? You want to lose weight. You want to make sure you don't have this problem again. You want to live a sustainable, healthy life, right? All these things require plans that are very executable. Something that you can ease into, that you can do and be successful, and then you could be a little more extreme, add a little more on at a time, right? We don't want to go 800 miles per hour and run right into a wall, because that's what's going to happen. When you run full force into a wall, what happens? It fucking hurts. It hurts a lot. And you don't get up right away because you're dazed. You might have a concussion. Your wife or your partner or your dog might have to call an ambulance and say, hey, I don't think they're getting up. That's not what I want for you guys. That's not what I want for myself. Now, 2021 has been quite a year, right? 2020 was quite a year as well. Crazy stuff, right? So now you want to close out this year and say, you know what? I had a lot of bad things happen to me. I don't want those things anymore. I want to go into 2022 with a better mindset. And I want you guys to. I want you all to really have a very strong 2022. I just want you to understand that going into this year, day by day, you have to be committed, you have to plan, you have to execute, and you have to keep yourself honest with what you're doing. And keep yourself in positive places. Put yourself in situations that are going to help you, not just in one way, but in other ways. Because everything that is good for you is interconnected with other good things that are interconnected with other good things. And you want to keep that going so that you never go back to the person you were. And you are committed to being a better person overall. And then bigger things happen for you. This could be life-changing. This could be the year that your life changes forever. And if you plan right and you execute right, that will happen. And you will never look back. I really hope everyone has a safe and happy holidays. Please don't drink too much or do anything crazy. I love you all. Happy holidays once again. From the Meaningful Hearts podcast family, we love you. Good night.